summer really never ever lasts. Seems like yesterday we...
Right, okay, so just got to the club. Start with plyometrics. I don't usually do this with top speed, but I'm going to start doing it. Then after we're going to do top speed training. And yeah, I'm not going to do too much talking. I will take through everything I'm going to do. I'm going to start with some technique drills, then a top speed drill, then followed by some top speed sprints. And yeah, so let's go.
For juniors, man, doesn't time go fast? And we just got out for summer and we were gonna get smashed. And you know, here's the plan, dude. Are you listening, bruh? Every night's a freaking party and we turning it up. We got our homies to the left and our ladies to the right, and we getting so faded, yeah, that we're losing our sight. And it's about to be lit, bro, and it's going all night. And if we're lucky, then we're probably gonna witness a fight. I'll do a backflip off the roof so all my friends will think I'm tight. And I don't throw my shades on because my future's so bright. Summer might be over, but the fun has just started. Let's kick back with a sack and get fucking retarded. The style's long hair now, and we all have to part it. The old people say cut it, like bitch, go tend to your garden. You might think that I'm playing, but nah, I ain't done yet. You think I'm controlled by rules, I ain't no marionette. You think I got the dankest skunk, of course the best of the best. You think I can't go faster, bro? Okay, that's a fucking bet. Feeling like a legend, and you know that I'm stepping. I'm going up and down the halls, I'm number one and I'm rapping. And now I'm back at SJ, the place that makes it look like hell is grace. I hate the freaking place so much that all I have is just a stainless tanker base. Because you see the drug just in for alk and weed. I wish I was a different me, cause all I want is to be free to have the thing that people need. I guess they call it magic tree. A simple pipe and light will be my one escape. Okay, we letting time fly, just enjoying what we're doing. You know what?
Okay, so quickly on this one, you can see all these cones, they're all set out. So basically how you set it up, what's the light, there it is. How we're going to set it up is the cones, you start off small gaps, and as you progress the gaps get larger. So you see it's a top speed technique, kind of, it helps extend your stride. If we have a longer stride we can move quicker. So I'll set this up over a 20-meter distance. Going to do 3 sets of it. Give it a watch. It's the first time I'm trying this, so.
Got my crew and we about to pop a few in. Staying true to hip hop in my music and my mind. Fresh beats, fresh bars, yeah, I'm doing fine. What's happening? We chilling and rapping. I got the beat slapping. If I like it, then I'm tapping. We throw it back, I ain't slacking. I got my cap.
3 sets of that. Walk back in between, and now on to flying 30s. So flying 30s, basically what we're doing is there's a yellow cone down there, if you can see it, to this line here. So that's 30 meters. So what you're going to do is you're going to walk, you're going to slowly build up, and within those 30 meters you're going to be at your top 100% speed. So it's a gradual build up. The flying 30s, the 30 minutes you're at your 30 meters you're at your top speed. So again, 3 sets of this. Walk back in between sets.
And I'm packing cause I'm the captain of trapping, and you know I got the map of the road. We can float with the boat. You can quote what I wrote. Yeah, I've been called a goat and it's cold, but I hope you don't lose sight of that rope. Man, making it big, that shit would be dope. You better not forget what I say, cause there ain't no doubt that I can spit this kind of shit every day. You don't like us, fuck you. You probably killed Harambe. Why's it, your boy Shaylee?
Okay, so now we've done technique work, we've done some drill stuff, we've done some more drill stuff. Now I'm going to do the actual sprint. So I'm going to go from the start to halfway, 50-meter sprint. It's just remember all the technique that you've worked on. It's not about speed. I mean, you want to go as fast as you can, but technique's more important. And as these weeks progress on through this top speed program, I'll adding a rugby ball, because obviously you're not going to be, sometimes you will be sprinting like that if you're, by this, I mean that, you'll be sprinting like that if you're trying to catch a player for support, or you're running with a player to receive the pass. But sometimes you're going to have the ball there, and obviously comparing this to running with the ball, it's a bit different. So when you're training with the ball, it's the transfer of what we've been doing in training to the field. Also, you don't have to do this on the track. The only reason I do this on the track is because 1, I have spikes, and 2, there's a track here. You can do this on a rugby field, it's just as good, and that'll be a good transfer or sport specific training, because you're training with your shoes. And also a tip as well, for this is general fitness and speed training as well, I've seen some players do this, they wear their gum shield when they actually do their training. Obviously when you have a gum shield, your breathing is going to be much harder. You need to learn to control your breathing, usually in through the nose, out through the mouth. I haven't done it, I'm going to implement it soon, but it's a good way to really test your fitness. Put your gum shield in. So there's a little tip. Anyway, I'm going to do 8 to 10 sets with 60 seconds rest in between. So I'm going to sprint there, walk back, that should be 60 seconds, or I'll sprint there, wait 60 seconds, make sure you got a timer, make sure you got a clock. Don't just run counting in your head. Get a clock. So, sprints.
Fuck yeah, we're here to stay.
Good morning, welcome back to another episode. Today is part 2 of the leg day, hamstring and glute work. But anyway, for a change, well, not for a change, oh yeah it is, I've got eggs, so this is 3 whole eggs, 1 egg white. I was supposed to have 2 of 2, but the egg yolk dropped in. The reason I'm having this is because I'm out of milk, so I can't have my oats. So that's my protein. I cooked it with coconut oil, so that's a bit of fat, and then I'm gonna have 2 bananas, which is my carbs. Not a massive pre-workout meal, but due to being unorganized, I didn't buy anything.
Right, okay, so hamstrings and glutes today. So make sure when you've warmed up on the bike 5 to 10 minutes, you've stretched, you've done your mobility, thoroughly stretched. Then first thing I do after I've done all that, get a barbell, I do some RDLs, remaining deadlifts, just 15-20 reps just to get the hamstrings warm. Alright, 15-20 reps done. Now usually I start my deadlift with 20 on each side, so we start 6 kg, but we've got 25s here. 20s are all the way over there, so 25 on each side. Start off with 8 reps, then after that we'll go up to 100 kg, so another 15 on each side. Then I'll do around 5 reps. Then I'll go to 115, 120, 3 reps, and then starting at 130, that's the first bucket set. Right before the deadlift, I forgot, got to do some kettlebell swings, 3 times 5 sets. I'm using a 16 kg, and watch the technique. Don't put your head up like this, your head's got to stay in line with your spine, so watch. One minute rest, go again.
I fought stressing, I won by putting drugs on my tongue and putting leaves in my lungs. I thought I'd fallen in love, but I can't cause I'm too young. Thinking, damn, what have you done? I'm a man, but a new one.
Okay, I've worked up to first working sets, 130 kg. I don't want to show you the warm-ups because it takes ages. So I jumped from here, I went 100 to 115 and 115, now to 130. We're gonna go 5 reps, 3 sets.
Take pics with a can, but the can was a new. And yeah, I got fam down in Houston. Sipping Arizona out of Tucson. Couldn't sip anymore, had to move on. So I dipped, got a blast in me neutron. Now I'm mutton paradise with a few blondes. Or a brunette, white ice on a crew neck. I drop 3s cause I'm too wet. Yeah, I still got the handles on the new step. The handles on the new step. I'm leaving, my garden of Eden is where I've been. Yeah, I'm breathing, it's bad, that's so I'll have to let you in.
Just a quick talk on how I set up. Basically, so this is my view. The bar is halfway between my feet, shoulder width apart, and I grip here, just there. That's it.
So when you lift, you want your shoulders to be in line with the bar. So I'm here, shoulders, that makes sense. Parallel to the bar, I think is the word I'm looking for. And you gotta make sure when you deadlift, you don't want your head to be looking up because your back's gonna be like this, like this, like this, like this. And then your head's gonna be tilting out like that. You want your spine and your top of your head all be in line. So you wanna find a spot on the floor and kind of look at it so everything comes up smoothly as one. There's a deadlifting video with my mate Ollie back last summer. We did deadlifting. He's like, he knows his shit on deadlifting. He gave some tips. I don't know how to explain it. I just kind of lift, make sure my chest is pushed out, engage my lats, so before I actually lift, I'm already pulling on the bar a bit, instead of when you actually lift, instead of from here just going, then pulling it. That's how you tear your bicep. Technique over weight at first. Any younger guys or anyone who hasn't deadlifted, work on your technique. I'm staying at 130 because, one, my shoulder, I want to take it easy. That's the main reason. I would have gone 140 today. I did 130 last week and they're going pretty smoothly, but just gonna chill out, let the shoulder recover, and yeah. So on to the next exercise. Okay, now we are moving on to banded hip thrusts. I'll show you how I've set this up. Before, for the hip thrusts, I've put weights on here, bands across, and I put it across here. I tried that, but when I actually thrust upwards like this, the weights come together. They're not heavy enough. We've only got 30 kg here, so maybe if you have 60 kg in the gym, use them, it might help. But this is, I don't think you'll be able to do this in the gym, but this is what I've got. As you can see, put it around, squat rack here, squat rack here. There we go, I put 3 bands together, so hopefully that's powerful enough. If not, I'm gonna have to try and get that green band around, but it might be a bit of a struggle. 3 sets, 5 reps on this. I recommend people to get bands for your power training. Also good for strength training as well, because if you have bands on, say, bench press, it's a constant tension. Yeah, that's good. Changes we have made. I put a weight here so the squat rack doesn't move, like you just seen. I've added the green one. So we will continue with two more sets of 5 sets, because I count the first one. Yeah, pretty happy about this. Genius. Yes, I am listening to Bats Out of Hell. Love it. The squat rack doesn't move, like you just seen. I've added the green one. So we will continue with two more sets of 5 sets, because I count the first one.
But something because she's shocking me. Never felt nice before, this was more than sex. Sex was something that you had with skets. Something the next day you regret with.
Okay, next exercise is here. You might be thinking, what the but watch. 10 seconds on the clock. Explanation for this. I don't know the specific benefits for this. I have seen the rugby strength coach do it and the guy called Graham Morris, I believe his name is. Both very good S&C coaches. I follow them on Instagram. And they use it quite a lot with their athletes. For me, what I think, it's you're working the fast twitch muscle fibers. And it's a 10-second, 100% power output. So I imagine it's definitely a great power exercise for your hamstrings. Right now, there will be stuff here explaining this, and I would have found it by now. So 3 sets of 10 seconds, rest a minute, minute and a half, minute in between. And yeah, there you go. All right, okay, so now we're gonna do some accessory work. Gonna do single leg RDLs, which is real hard. It's really good for your core. So I've got 10 kg on each side. Pick a lightweight. It's all about control. It's really good for your knee stability as well, and obviously it's really good for your hamstrings. So I'm going to do 3 sets of 8 reps. I'm going to superset that with some calf work. It's important to do calf work. One, because everyone's got tiny calves. It's not a good reason, but you must train your calves. When you cramp up as well, that's also down to it. Also, cramping up comes from hydration and food, how you've eaten, but definitely work your calves. Must work your calves. So yeah, have a watch.
And I walked up in my garden and I found the truth. That's why I don't let no drama go and change my mood. Oh, Now I got one rule: don't eat the apple. Yeah, don't be a fool. That shit ain't Snapple. Yeah, I got juice talking VA.
So as you can see, even I still struggle with the balance of my right leg. It's my weaker leg, so I struggle. Also, another good thing with this is you get good ankle stability. You can see my ankle shaking a bit. It's good training for that. You can use dumbbells as well. It's slightly easier. Maybe you can progress. You can start with dumbbells, then after 4 weeks progress to a barbell. If you've never done it before, maybe I'd suggest that. Another 2 sets with some calf work, and then session finito.
And I walked up in my garden and I found the truth. That's why I don't let no drama go and change my mood.
Okay, so that's the session done. So because there's no game this week and we're in pre-season, I'm doing 2 leg sessions. So I split legs. I split quads / glutes with hamstrings / glutes. Yeah, because instead of trying to get everything I want into one session, it's much easier to take 2 sessions apart. Instead of one session lasting around 2 hours, 2.5 hours, they can last hour and a half, or even less than an hour, and I get to cover everything. Also, it's hard to go from squat, front squat, deadlift. It's a lot of pressure all on the lower back, and I believe in the past, because I've done that, it may have caused a bit too much pressure on the lower back, and then it tolls on the back, and then it eventually a little niggle can then put you out for a few weeks, and then you're back to square one. So I prefer to split it. During season, it will just be 1 leg day. We have games next week. Pre-season games start now, so have to be 1 week, and I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. I'm either going to squat 1 week, deadlift the next week, and just keep changing in between the 2, or I'm going to kind of split my leg day. I won't have a leg day. I'll split legs across a couple days. So maybe on a Tuesday, we have games on Sunday, so Monday rest. Tuesday I'll do some upper body with some squats, some lunges, and then Thursday I'll do some more upper body with some deadlifts maybe, or I'll put it all on the Tuesday and try and figure out how I'm going to program it. So that's what's up and coming for you to find out if that's what you struggle with as well, how to program it in to your week. I believe I've covered everything. So currently, yes, I'm in the power phase. I'm also still doing a bit of hypertrophy, not much. Strength training, of course. You have to keep everything training. You can't just zone in on one thing. Just do power, just do light work. You have to keep everything going, or otherwise the work you did before, you're going to lose it because you've been concentrating on one thing. And then when you're in season, everything's maintained. Make small gains, but you keep strength, hypertrophy, power going. So, any questions? I'm going to do this actually. I think I've got maybe enough subscribers by now. Ask all your questions down below, and in my next video I will answer them. I'm not sure how. I won't sit down. I'll try and answer them during my workout, or even on my Instagram. If you haven't got it, it's here now. Pop me a question on my photos, or drop me a message, and I will put all the questions together. Hopefully you have enough. Anything more than 5 and I'll be happy, and I'll answer them in the next video. So again, share, don't forget to like, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.